Hola, ¿qué tal? I want to talk to you briefly in this video about why we learn languages and some of the benefits of learning languages. Now, there are lots of websites and YouTube videos that already deal with this topic, so I don't want to repeat everything that's already been said and that you can easily find elsewhere. I would rather just focus on sharing some of my own thoughts and experiences of reasons for learning languages and the benefits that I have come across. And also, hopefully, I can respond to some of the questions and things that I've heard some students saying, such as, what's the point of learning languages? Why are we learning Spanish or French? Everyone speaks English. I'm never going to go and live in Spain or France. And these are the types of things that hopefully I can respond to. So I'm going to start off in terms of answering why we speak languages. I'm going to start off with a politician's response, which is to answer a completely different question. So I want to touch on why we learn anything at all. Now, generally, we learn things to improve the quality of our lives. So we learn more so we can do more. We try to develop our mind so that we can avoid being frustrated. When we can't do things, we have to rely on other people to try and do things for us, or we can get frustrated thinking, I can't do this now and I don't feel like I'll be capable of doing it and learning it in the future. Maybe people are stuck in jobs that because they feel like they can't learn anything new. Maybe like when you're a baby, you might go hungry for ages because you haven't learned how to say to your parents, I'm hungry, feed me. So there are all sorts of things that you need to learn how to do. If you, for example, learn how to cook, you can vastly improve the quality of your life. If you don't learn how to cook, then you could go hungry, you're reliant on other people to feed you, you might find yourself eating fast food all the time and suffering from losing lots of money, therefore, and having poor health outcomes because you're eating fast food all the time. So, learn more. Your mind is like a muscle. The more you use your mind, the more you use your brain, the stronger it gets. So, whatever you learn at whatever stage in life, that will help improve your mind and therefore help improve the quality of your life. So learning any subject, any topic is beneficial in that sense. And it can also, by improving the quality of our mind, it can improve our ability to be ready for whatever the future holds. So if I just give you a few personal examples, I never expected to live in countries like and work in USA, Greece, France, Spain. I never expected to work in a range of different industries such as finance, car rental, even an online gambling company in Gibraltar. There are a range of things that I never expected to do. So when people, often when you're young, you might think, oh, I'm never going to live in this country, I'm never going to do this type of job. We just don't know what the future holds. In the past, people used to often get a job and stay in that same job for the rest of their lives. Now, and predicted even more so in the future, people have a range of different jobs and careers, or it's often the case through people's lives. When I was younger, I certainly didn't expect that I would go on to work as a teacher, and I even less so thought that I would be a Spanish teacher because I didn't even study Spanish when I was at school. So we really don't know what the future holds. And what we learn at one stage can help the next stage. So, for example, me learning languages such as French when I was at school, that helped me, and other languages, helped me go on to get a good command of Spanish as an adult, which then allowed me to do the job that I do now. So learn more, and the more you learn, the more you can do. Now, that's just a sort of brief response in terms of why we learn anything. We learn more so we can do more. But what about specifically languages? So languages helps us improve our brain. So I've already spoken about how we can do more in life when we have a good brain. Well, there is a lot of evidence that learning languages ignites and supercharges our brain, so that we're able to learn other things. There's also lots of evidence that we're less likely to suffer from degenerative brain diseases and conditions such as dementia, and the learning languages can delay the onset of those types of conditions. Also, learning languages, because of what it does to improve the quality of our brain and avoid conditions such as dementia, or at least delay it, minimize the likelihood of it, it therefore adds years to our life, and it adds life to our years, so that we can get a better quality of life. We are also able to show that we appreciate the wider world. Learning languages means that we are more likely to appreciate others and the wider world. So we're also more likely to travel around the world. If you watch shows like The Chase or Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, where people can win huge amounts of money and they're often asked, what are you going to do with that money? More often than not, people say, I want to travel around the world. And learning languages means that you're more likely to go on to travel around the world. You're more likely to appreciate the wider world. And if you appreciate the world and other people around the world, they're more likely to appreciate you. If you show respect and appreciation, if you value others and the wider world, then others around the world are more likely to respect and value and appreciate you. There's so many aspects. It's the culture, the music, the films, the ability to communicate. That I remember being on holiday in Greece when I hired a moped, and the moped broke down in the middle of nowhere, and I made my way to the closest village, and when I got there, it turned out that, and this is long before the days of mobile phones, there was one phone in the whole village. Now, nobody spoke English in this village, so I was able to use a few words of Greek that I had picked up to allow me to make it clear to them that I wanted to borrow someone's phone, so that I could ring up a company that would come, the rental company, so that they could come and fix the moped or provide me with a new one. And they were able to take me through to the village mayor's house, where the only phone existed, so I was able to do that. So if you know a few words, it's not all about being fluent. If you know a few words that show that you appreciate others, words like hi, how are you, thank you, those words will allow you to demonstrate that you respect and value others, and as I've said, you're more likely to be appreciated in return. And even if I think of Brexit, even someone like Nigel Farage, who started it all, he has a foreign wife. The learning languages and having experience of the wider world could influence who you spend the rest of your life with, even who you get to, what relationships, what friendships you're able to develop throughout your life. If you are in business and you want to sell a service or a product, you could find yourself in a situation where you are only able to interact with people that live within a 5-mile radius of where you live, or you could be interacting, developing relationships, selling your product to the whole world. Now, I think it's obvious what would be the better option there. So, and even whether you go on to own your own company or whether you work for someone else, there are key skills that are well respected that will help you thrive when it comes to earning a living. And a lot of those key skills are developed by learning languages, and they're widely respected by employers. Skills like being flexible, open-minded, willing to go out of your comfort zone, the ability to learn new things, communication skills, teamwork. I mentioned that I've worked in a range of different industries before. I didn't know anything about the world of finance or car rental, for example, before I went to work for those companies. But developing my ability to learn new things, which has been enhanced by learning languages, allowed them to know that I didn't need to be an expert. They knew that I was going to be able to learn whatever I needed to learn. And yeah, just learning languages allows you to, as well as communicating and building relationships with people that speak other languages, you are able to just appreciate the world more and enjoy life in its fullest. So that's enough from me for the time being. Hasta luego. Gracias.